Good evening and welcome to another edition of Ten-Tec TV. I am Scott Robbins, W4PA, the Amateur Radio Product Manager for Ten-Tec Incorporated. And tonight we take a look at the semi-automatic CW key, or bug. Semi-automatic keys have been around since almost the very beginning of amateur radio. It was invented in 1904 in New York by a gentleman named Horace Martin, who formed a company called Vibroplex. Vibroplex is still in business today, building and selling semi-automatic keys and iambic paddles for amateur radio use. I have here a typical iambic paddle. This one has dit and dah paddles on each side, and typically this is used with the internal keyer that's found in an HF transceiver for automatic sending of dits and dahs for CW. The semi-automatic key is a little bit different. It uses a mechanical spring action for sending dits, and it uses manual sending for sending dahs. So the user actually moves his hand side to side to automatically send the dits and the dah, instead of having it automatically generated. Now, as I said, this device was invented by Horace Martin in 1904, and the reason it was invented is that he suffered from a malady called telegrapher's paralysis, which we can surmise was probably a lot like carpal tunnel syndrome. He had a lot of wrist pain from manually using a straight key up and down all day long. A number of people at the turn of the century apparently suffered from this, who were involved in sending messages professionally. And he wanted to come up with a solution that was semi-automatic, essentially that he could move his hand from side to side and move his hand a lot less than was typically required for a telegraphy shift. This device that he came up with is 100 years later sold in more or less the same kind of form as it was back then. I'll give you a little demonstration of how this works. The dits, as I said, are automatic, and you manually form the dahs. There's a little weight control here at the back that you can adjust to actually make the dits faster. And then you can move this back to here to send CW a little bit slower. There's also a weight available that sticks up off the top of the bug as well that allows you to slow it way, way down if you wanted to send very slow CW at 10 words a minute or 13 words a minute. So I'll get a little bit of a demonstration about how this works by sending some CW with it. So you can see that I have sent the dits automatically, and the dahs are sent like this. Guys who use these on the air tend to have a very distinct sound to their CW. It really doesn't sound like a straight key because you're manually forming both the dits and the dahs with the straight key. Certainly it doesn't sound like iambic keying, as all the dit and dah generation is done automatically with an electronic keyer. People who have used these on the air for a number of years often can be identified kind of by the distinctive sound or the rhythm of their CW sending. I hear a lot of guys that are on the low end of 40 and 80 meters at night still using these semi-automatic keys on the air every day. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation about the semi-automatic CW key. If you have any questions about CW keying, Ten-Tec, or anything else we can help you with, don't hesitate to give us a call at 800-833-7373 or visit our webpage at www.tentec.com. For Ten-Tec TV, I'm Scott Robbins, W4PA 73.